Hey guys, good evening everybody.
Good evening.
Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
All right.
Hi.
Good to see all of you guys. Let's wait for some more time because people are still joining.
Good evening, Jagan.
Hi, Jagan.
Is joining?
Hi. Just a couple of minutes, setting it up.
Good evening, Jagan. Rakesh here.
All right. Am I
Hi.
audible? Crawling our face.
Yeah, you are. You are.
Audible. Nice. Who is talking by the way? Damodar?
Yes. Hi, Jagan.
Hi. You are right.
How are you?
US, right?
I'm in West Coast, US, Silicon Valley.
Oh, so how are
It's
things
morning.
there?
Yeah, I mean, okay. We are keeping ourselves safe. Situation is not good, but yeah.
So you have a lockdown there also in West Coast?
Yeah. It is, but I think most of the states they decided to reopen. So
Yeah. Quite difficult, no?
yeah, it's quite difficult. Yeah.
Let's just check, guys. Okay. All right. So
Good evening, sir.
we started now.
Good
A
evening.
lot of people are joining. All right. Good evening, everybody. This is Jagan from Awakening Mind, and I'm the host for today's session. So many of you might be knowing what Awakening Mind is all about, and if the first time, a little bit, I'll tell you what is exactly we are doing and what we are into. So Awakening Mind is basically a kind of people development platform. It's an ecosystem where we do a lot of workshops in public speaking, communication skill, panel discussions, and all kind of things which can actually engage people. It can bring the best out of people. So we have been conducting sessions for the last almost 3-4 months, and quite a good engagement we have got. I know many of you have benefited out of these sessions. So we'll discuss more about that definitely. So before that, let me do something very interesting. Maybe the people are first time here. Could you please say hi in the chat so that I'll at least know the people who are first time?
Hi.
Don't have to talk.
This is my first time. I'm Damodar. Yeah.
I type hi in the chat itself.
Okay.
So we'll come to know how many are new here. And I'll tell you what is the agenda for today's session as well. So if you're first time to this session, I can tell that this is going to be very nice. Obviously, first time anything you find is always good. The beauty here is that you get to hear a lot of people who are in corporate for a lot of years, and they are also developing themselves. They're growing and they're adding value. So you can see the people having 2 years experience till 20 years experience. All kind of people are here. So what you do in the book club as such, we have picked up some top books which are into motivational, inspirational, spiritual, I can say autobiographies, entrepreneurship books. And what we do typically is we pick up some chapters and we talk about it. Maybe 1 week time we get to read and kind of articulate. And next Wednesday again we talk about certain those chapters. So that means today the people who are talking, they have already prepared for the last 1 week. So it's not that anybody can come extempore, you can talk. And that is how the 10 speakers will be there today. I think you might have seen the sequence, how the speakers are going to talk one after the other. Everyone will get 3 minutes of time to talk. And after 3 minutes, there will be a quick summary of 30 seconds, which I can do or any of you can do. And we'll move on to the next speaker. And we have a hard stop at close to 10:30 max. I want to finish early, 1 hour, 1 to 15 minutes. I know after that you lose patience as well. I also lose patience. So, and the people, who are the first time here, you have to stay till the end so that we can introduce you and you can tell your name, maybe who has invited you, what you like today. Is that good? Am I clear? And was I clear, by the way? All right, good. So let's start with the first speaker of the day. That is Parmesh. Parmesh is there? Parmesh is a little late. We'll start with the second speaker of the day, Sankar.
Hi, Jagan.
Yes, Sankar, we can hear you.
Yeah. Hi, guys. My name is Shankar, and good evening to everyone. And I'm really excited to be part of this book reading club, and would like to share my knowledge today from reading this book. It's called How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's a great book if you want to improve your personal skills with people, right? So let me talk about my topic. So today's topic is based on, you're able to hear me, right?
Pretty much audible.
Yeah.
Shankar,
So
yeah.
today's topic is very, very interesting. Wherein most of us in life, right, we want cooperation from others, right? Whether it's office, whether personal or with family. Most of us struggle with this cooperation because we want to do something, but when we don't get that cooperation, we get irritated and we get frustrated, right? So I'm going to share the secret or the knowledge how you can improve. So I will share three stories, starting with one of official, like, in office or any other place where you're working, how you can improve your cooperation with people. Secondly, I would like to talk about your own personal, say, like, you have some dreams or wishes which you also want to acquire and how you can do it with the cooperation of others. And third, I will talk about family cooperation. Okay. So let me begin as we have only 3 minutes. So first is official. So basically in office also, we expect a lot of people to cooperate with us, right? So there's a story wherein a person who runs his own company. So he was struggling with, having this cooperation from his employees. So he used to be a very energetic person, very enthusiasm about work, but when he noticed that most of his employees were not energetic about or excited about the work. That's what we see most of the office or in any startup, right? So how to improve that? So what he did is he called all the employees for a meeting. So he called and there was a blackboard. He asked all the employees, all the workers who was working with him. He asked, give me some pointers, what you expect from me? Like, what kind of things you want me to improve? So they gave some list of things that, we expect you to improve on this thing. He wrote down on the blackboard. Finally told, as you guys are expecting something from my end, as a owner or the manager, I also would expect something from you guys. So what we will do is, I'll fix all these issues. And as well as, I am also expecting some loyalty, energy in work, working for 8 hours for the company and giving your full energy to this work so that we can become productive. So to the surprise, what happened when he asked people for cooperation, people started working, and there was a surprise that people started working for 14 hours also. And the sales went up. So the reason behind is here, he focused on their ideas. First, he asked what you guys want from me. So he wrote on all that and he told, yeah, I'll work on this. And same way, we'll work on your part also. So that's the first thing. So in office or with your colleagues, what you can do is you can ask them, like, what are things you want to improve? Like if you're leading a team, you can ask where are the areas that we are lacking as a team. Let's work on those things. Or what are the things you are expecting from my end? Maybe you can start with this. First, you can ask what are the things you are expecting from my end so that I can help you to work better. So this is the one story. And second story is about a person who used to sketch designs, and he used to sell his sketches to big companies who used to sell again to the artist or the cloth manufacturers, right? So people used to sketch and give, right? So this guy kept on drawing new sketches and he used to give it to this, the companies who used to buy the sketches. And every week for last 3 years, he used to go and give the sketches to them. But every time when he went, they used to reject it, saying that this is not what design they're expecting or something like that. So he never gave up. It was like more than a lot of failures. So finally he thought like, I have to improve something on me. So he started going through a lot of education. Then he finally found that, I have to improve my way of approaching people, right? So then he went back to that buyer who buys his sketches for this designing. So he told, half of the sketch he finished and gave that to buyer. He told, would you mind working on this and letting me know that what you're exactly expecting from me? So the buyer thought for some time and he told, yeah, give you the sketches and go back. We'll call you after a week. So what happened? They gave little improvement on they drawn and gave like, this is what we are expecting. Then he took back that and he worked on that and he started selling back to this buyer and they started accepting the design because this time he asked for their idea. Rather he pitching his idea, he asked what you are expecting. So same way in your life also, you are expecting something like, you want to start your own startup or you want to improve some things on your end. You have to ask the other person what they're expecting, rather you pitching in your idea. You might have best of the best idea, but if it doesn't work for others, it doesn't have any value, right? So this is a second story on personal front, wherein to improve on yourself. And third, final is related to family cooperation. So most of the time what happens in family is we try to pitch in our ideas, right? Like say we want to do this way, we want to do that way, but we never ask our spouse or kids what areas they want to improve. So similarly, there's a story wherein a person ask his own wife and kid, like, okay, this time summer vacation is coming. Where do you guys want to go? What kind of places you want to visit? What kind of time you want to spend? So that's when his daughter, who just came out from school's vacation, she used to study in hostel. So she came out and she told dad, we can go to this place. His wife also gave some inputs. So he implemented the same thing, and he also wanted to visit few places nearby. So he visited that also. So family friend also, what I would say is, ask the other person's idea, what they want to do. So these are the 3 stories which really inspired me from this book. Like, you won't believe these 3 stories I read in 4 pages. So that amount of knowledge is there in this book. Finally, the author says only one line: let others feel that the idea is his or hers. So implement these things, for sure you will be successful. With this, I'm done. Thank you for listening to me.
Great talk, by the way, Sankar, what he told. By the way, somebody can summarize in 30 seconds what Sankar told about the 3 stories. Who can summarize the takeaways from the stories what he has mentioned? Anybody wants to take risk? Damodar, why don't you do that?
I will go next.
Okay, we'll go next. Good, guys. So the idea is anything you talk about, it has to connect. That's the most important part. All the stories, Sankar, please correct me if I'm wrong. So every story what we're talking about, anything relevant, that has to connect with your heart, and you should be passionate, and that is how it happens. It should not be something like artificial, something like factual. It should be a real thing which will connect to your heart. Good, Sankar. I mean, that was a very good, interesting discussion. Okay, who is next? Sasi.
Jagan, 1 point from my side.
Sasi is the
Hello, hi Jagan. I have a question.
Sasi.
Hi Jagan, this is Asit. Hi everyone, I am Asit.
No, I'm not. Okay, over. No. Now I'm talking Sasi now, not Asit. I think I got some confusion. Sasi is the next speaker. I think Sasi is a little late today.
No, Jagan, I'm here. I'm here. Jagan, I'm here. Are you able to
Sasi
hear
is
me?
here. Sasi.
Sasi is there, yeah.
I think Asif had a point to make.
Yeah.
So he can finish and then I can start.
Yeah, I have a question actually. Based on the story that he summarized. So basically, whatever he said, like how to collaborate among the employees who are at different level, like they are not same level. In the first case, there was an employee, and the other persons were like workers for him. So I have a question, like how to improve the collaboration with your employees who are at your same level, like the level that you are in. Let's say your team member, not your team lead.
Sankar, would you like to reply to what Asit has told?
Yeah. So in this question, you're asking like how to work with the equal collaborative, right? So
Yeah,
maybe-
right.
Yeah. So again, see how end of the day, we have to make sure that the other person is interested, right? So get the interest of other people. What we have to talk is we have to talk on their interest side and their ideas, rather we pushing our ideas, right? So simple thing what we can implement is try to find out what are the interest areas those people have. Like for an example, for me, I might be a fitness person who likes to be fitness. So if somebody talks to me about fitness things, I get interested. So it's not that always somebody has to talk to me, but to get my interest towards them, they have to talk something which I like. So you need to find out what that person like. Some person might like talking about foods. They might be foodie. So you can talk about them about the food, or some might like about movies. So something which relates to them, if you talk, right, they will really get attracted to you. And I have tried this. That's what I'm saying. Like, I have keep others in front than me. So whatever they like, I talk on that lines, and I also ask them their ideas. For an example, some problem is there. What do you think? What do you feel? How we can execute this? So what they will feel is they feel kind of good. I mean, what do you say? They feel that they are important. So we have to make others important and talk on their interest line. So whether it is senior or junior or equal to us, this will work for all the age groups. So you can try this, and it will for sure it will work.
Okay. Thanks, Sankar.
Okay.
But yeah.
We'll discuss. See, the idea
Yeah,
here
sure,
is
sure,
it's
sure.
also very short.
Yeah,
We'll
sure,
discuss
sure.
Asit about this.
Yeah,
The
sure.
idea here is 3 minutes of with 30 seconds of summary. The Q&A session we can do at the end. because otherwise it will take a lot of iterations of discussion. It will go longer than 1 hour. Our goal is to finish it in 1 hour. There will be 10 to 12 speakers who will talk. So next
All right,
is
all right.
Sasi Kant.
Yeah. Thank you, Jagan. I hope I'm audible to everybody.
Yes.
Yeah. Good
You
evening.
are audible. Maybe one of you. Yeah, please talk. Because I have to spotlight you. I see that's the only thing. Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Shashikant, and I have about 21 plus years of experience, and I work for a large IT company in Bangalore, and I'm based out of Bangalore. This evening, I'll be talking about from the book, The Magic of Thinking Big, and I'll be continuing with the chapter, How to Think and Dream Creatively. Basically, when people talk about creative thinking, they always think that it is either fine arts or music or something, and it is. They think that it is something which they may not have. And but I would like to tell you that it is applicable to virtually every area which involves new and improved way of doing anything. So that is how you define the creative thinking. So you don't have to limit it to arts or science. It can be applicable to every small thing that you want to do in a different way in every walk of your life. The author actually says a very nice point which I would like to elaborate over here. He says that believe that it can be done, and for that we must believe that in our mind or in our heart we should believe that it can be done. And believing that something can be done actually sets the mind in a particular motion. It sets in the mind in a particular action mode, and it will try to find answers as to how to do that. So when you actually believe that your mind actually does it, you will definitely find ways of doing it. So here I would like to tell you a kind of a small story about what I have used this concept in my real life. So I have, as I told
Sasi,
you,
your voice is not much clear. I think
Yeah.
even also people have, yeah.
Yeah, is this
Thank you.
better now?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I was, as I was telling you, I have done my MBA after about 18 years working in the industry. So it must be you must be knowing the kind of challenges that I would have faced. And the thing is that when I really first at the first when I thought about the concept of doing an MBA for myself, it was kind of it was like impossible. It was like I had to manage office. I was in a pretty senior position, and I had to manage office, I had to manage family, I had to manage all.
Your voice is cracking, I guess. I see there is a lot of distortion at your voice.
Oh, okay. Jagan, can I go next then? Can I go next?
You can come a little later. Yeah, you can come a little later, I guess. I think
Yeah,
that's
can
Yeah,
use a
sure.
headphone or
I think
something,
that will
yeah.
be better.
Yeah.
Sorry
Yeah,
about that. Yeah,
No problem.
thank you.
Okay. Right. Next is see the sequence now. Next is Sandhya is there. Sandhya Rani Patro. Sandhya Rani is not there. I think she was there sometime back. I saw. Sandhya Rani Patro is there. Yes. Sandhya Rani, are you audible? I think because of this COVID, right? Everybody is working from home, so the internet has gone for a toss.
Yeah.
It has never happened that at my home today, saw the internet speed, it was only 0.43 Mbps, and I have a plan of 100 Mbps. So you can see kind of bad internet we're having. Am I audible, by the way? Guys, can you hear me?
Yeah. You are
Yeah,
audible.
yeah.
I guess
You are very loud and clear.
You are very much, loud and clear.
Internet issue is a big problem nowadays, especially in Bangalore, I guess, because whatever,
No, I think it's everywhere,
Everybody's
Jagan. Yeah.
everybody's watching TV, so we are eating up the internet. I think people who are not from Bangalore, they have more bigger problem. Sandhya is, by the way, not from Bangalore, so she has a bigger problem. Okay, we'll talk next speaker maybe if she is not there. Okay,
Sandhya is here. Yeah, I can see Sandhya.
but she cannot talk. I think no problem. Jyoti Ranjan, you can start. We can let her see if Sandhya can.
I think Sandhya is speaking. Jagan, Sandhya is speaking.
She's speaking, but I myself am not able to hear.
Yeah, I can
there
see
is-
her. Sandhya, can you
can
please go
Am I
loud?
audible?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, thank you.
You're
Thank you.
talking, somehow it was not audible. Okay, now it's fine.
Otherwise, I will pause video.
No, now it's fine. Now it's fine. Now you can continue, please. No issues.
Fine?
You're
Okay.
audible.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jagan. Hello, everyone. This is Sandhya, having 10 years of IT experience. Today, I'm going to talk on the topic auto-suggestion from the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. As per author, auto-suggestion is the third principle of way to your success. First of all, what do you mean by this? This is a technique of self-suggestion, you can say, or a sort of self-hypnosis without any audio tape program. Author says that this is a communication between conscious and subconscious mind. Let's outline how it can be employed in our day-to-day life to achieve our goal. First one is start with a major definite purpose. With this, you should start journaling your agenda or goal which you want to achieve and read it loudly. By hearing your own voice, you will it's like it will lead into the hypnosis basically. And you will get into a point, means with this repetition of such technique, you will get into a point where you will close your eyes automatically through the self hypnosis and read your journal loudly by remembering those. Coming to the second one, that is engage your emotion. This is the core concept over here. Whenever you are reading or imagining your goal, uh, you should get automatically emotional by feeling those. For example, you were watching some horror movie, and especially when it is very much scary over there, how your body reacts and how your body feels, like as if it is, you must be feeling like you are breathing heavy, or your fear rising, or your body posture is getting changed. So these things you are feeling as if it is very much real in your life going on, but it is not at all real. So this is how you are engaging your emotion through the imagination. Coming to the third one, that is use your senses. This is more of visualization, you can say. And through the visualization, as if it is you have already achieved your goal at that moment of time. And with this, automatically you are engaging your senses as well. How? Let's take example, like through the visualization you are receiving some extra money which you had thought of, or you are smelling some very delicious recipes or dishes which you are craving for, or you are hearing lot many appreciations, means compliments from your surrounding or your colleagues because of your achievement. So this is how you are engaging your senses as well through the visualization. Coming to the last but not the least, that is utilize the power of iteration. This is the final aspect where you should keep on repeating such techniques on daily basis to achieve your goal. It's nothing like to be consistent to so that you can achieve your goal as soon as possible. Over the time you will get into a point where you will be so engaged and so obsessed with such techniques, and you will get to know that you are going to achieve those things very soon one day, and now it's a matter of time lag until it happens. uh, it's like at the end you should have faith, stay focused and expect results. uh, it's like and also at the same time you keep on redirecting your subconscious mind, like that's it and this is what you want in your life. With this subconscious mind, what it does is it tries to collect all the resources which is really needed for your achievement. And at this moment, at the same moment, universe comes into picture and starts delivering the right people and right circumstances towards your achievement. So this is how all these techniques works to achieve your goal. Is a best practice. Author says that you should do mind conditioning with such techniques on daily basis for 30 minutes by splitting it off for 2 times a day. Once 15 minutes in the morning time and another 15 minutes in the evening time before your bedtime. So this is how I'm done. With this, I'm done, Jagan. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Quite interesting talk about power of subconscious mind, programming a mind to achieve your goals. And this, I think, this is taken from Magic of Thinking Big. Am I correct, Sandhya Rani? Correct. So programming your mind, conditioning of your brain is very important. Sorry.
Think and Grow Rich.
Think and grow is okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the idea is,
Yes,
program the mind in a positive way, subconscious mind, power of subconscious mind, and how do you actually attract what you want? This is what this book talks about, and obviously it's a very good topic to discuss. So who's the next one? Jyoti Ranjan?
Yeah, Jyoti Ranjan here. Yeah. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So hi all. My name is Jyoti Ranjan, and I have around decades of experience, I would say, and I'm staying in Bangalore and working in IT company as a quality assurance specialist. So today my topic is on from the book Magic of Thinking Big, written by David Swaraj. I think Sasikant would be talking further on that. So my topic is on to how to develop power of belief. And to start with, think of what is success. So it is from the chapter Believe You Can Succeed and You Will Succeed. So what is success for everyone? Success means self-respect, continually finding more real happiness and satisfaction from life, and being able to do more for those who depend upon you. So author keeps on telling on believe, really believe you can move the mountain. So anyone can move the mountain. So you can make the impossible to possible. Please delete the word impossible from a dictionary. Start telling like believe that I am positive, I can attitude. So these kind of believe or thinking or speaking what you say, it generates the power, will and skill and the energy to do. When you believe I can do it, so that develops how to do it. There's a story which talks about a young lady in the book. She wanted to establish a sales agency to sell mobile, and she was advised by most of her people of finance that she cannot do it. She had very less saving. She only had $3,000 in a saving, and the minimum capital investment which was required was many more to do the business. But since because of her belief, and she was able to do the sales, and in subsequent years she was able to sell around $10 million worth of the trailer, and again she doubled her amount. So because of belief, she was able to achieve what was almost impossible. Author further talks about that our belief, it's a thermostats which regulate what we accomplish. So mean to say that our mind is a thought factory, a very busy factory, which produces on an average 50,000 to 60,000 thoughts in a day. And the problem is that, so this thought I have taken from other book. Problem is that there is 95% of our thought that are same, we thought about day before and day after and day before that. So it keeps on reporting next day again and again. And again, the production in our thought factory is under the charge of two foremen. One is called Mr. Tramp and one is Mr. Defeat. So Mr. Tramp, who thinks about the positive part of, so like you can say that, yeah, today is a very good day. And Mr. Defeat goes on the negative part. So like you start a day and say that today is a very lousy day. Your day starts, your day will be very bad. So use Mr. Tram 100% most of the time. Give positive thoughts. So automatically you would be able to success. You'll be able to succeed. Now coming to the steps how to develop the power of belief. So there are three guiding steps. It's not a very hard, very tough rule that no one else can follow. It goes with think success. Don't think failure. It can be at your work, at your home. Substitute success thinking for failure thinking. So whenever you face a situation, think I will win, not I will probably lose. When you are competing with someone, you say I think I am equal to the best, not that I am outclassed or I am very inferior to this. So thinking success condition your mind to create plan that produces success. Second is remind yourself regularly that you are better than you think you are. So success people are not a superman, or they are not born intelligent, or they are not born successful. So it's more about the action and plan whatever they take in your life that makes them successful. So never say yes. Never say yes. Never say never say no, or always try to never sell yourself short. So whenever you're selling yourself, or more about the package, when you are changing company, always try to quote yourself on a bigger price. And the third one is believe big. The size of a success is determined by the size of our belief. So if you think little goal, and expect little achievement. So our goal will be also less. So always try to think big goals and win big success. And last thing, big ideas and big plans are often easier, certainly no more difficult than small idea and a small plan. So always try to think big. Always try to showcase yourself that you are worth than actually what you're mean for. With this, I'm done. Thank you all.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Jyoti Ranjan. Quite interesting talk about belief, the power of belief. So anything you want in life, right? It's all about how much you strongly believe about what you want. So Jyoti talks about the example of triumph, Mr. Triumph and Mr. Defeat, and how one or the other keep on dominating our brain at different point of time. Sometimes you feel like winning, you can win the world. Sometimes you feel that you're a loser. So it's all about thinking big, having big dreams, and having the audacity to achieve it. I think quite interesting talk, Jyoti. Thanks a lot for sharing. Great. So we have the next speaker, who is Uma.
Hello everyone. Am I audible and visible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Okay, great. Thank you. So hello everyone, this is Uma here, and I'm a health coach with Fit2Me. And today I'm here to discuss on a topic, how we can have a great health, or the secret of a great health. So how we define a great health. So anybody would like to answer? Okay, so let me give an answer. So good health is not just the absence of a major illness, but it is all about enjoying good food with good digestion, proper utilization and elimination, fine muscle tone, and maximum resistance, fatigue, and infections. So we can call it like living life to the fullest, right? So here I'm going to share my screen with you. Yeah, you are able to see that, right?
Yeah. We can see your screen.
Yeah. So in order to have a great health, of course, there are a few parameters which we need to follow on a daily basis. It's not a monthly or a yearly we should follow it. It is daily basis. Health is a daily thing, right? So we need to maintain it on a daily basis. So the first thing is exercise. Exercise in order to keep ourselves fit. I always give this example of a car. Even if we have the best of the best luxury car, and if we don't use it, what will happen? Rusting. Yeah. So same happen with our body parts. If we don't utilize it, we will start getting body pain, joint pain. Joint pain is one of the reasons. Inactivity is one of the reasons for joint pain as well. So exercise is mandatory. Second is your positive mental attitude. How, if you have a positive outlook towards life, your body behaves differently. We all see on a day-to-day basis. And if we are stressed out, our body reacts differently. So in order to have an optimal health or a good health, we need to have a positive mental attitude. Third is your adequate rest. Rest is the time when our body recovers. So we need to give that rest to our body as well. And last is your good nutrition. What fuel you are providing to the body. Like the way we provide fuel to the car or our bikes. Same way, our body is also an engine, is a machine, and we need to provide the good nutrition, which comprises of all we have seen the food pyramid, right? There you have proteins, carbs, fats, water, fiber, vitamins, and minerals. So daily basis, we need to make sure that we are providing the right nutrients to our body, which is important. Okay, and the result of doing all these four things on a daily basis is we will have a better cardiovascular health, decreased risk of cancer and diabetes, better sleep, better mood, less inflammation and pain, and better immunity. Specifically, we talk about at COVID-19 time, all of these are very crucial. We cannot afford to fall sick. And if we don't want to fall sick, we need to follow those parameters of optimal health in order to have this result. Okay, and keeping in mind, Fit2Me have always been providing out of these four, we were always focusing on the nutrition part as well as on the positive mental attitude by associating with the book club. Okay, but now during this time we are starting with a new initiative, which is Lean, where we will be providing the online workout from the comfort of your home. You can join us, and Lean stands for, yes, let me come over to Lean. Lean stands for life, exercise and nutrition, which will keep us lean. Okay, and yeah, so we are starting our initiative from 19th May, which is coming Tuesday. We will be live on Zoom and Facebook every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturdays. So we have got a very great participation. But those who have missed out participating, I have attached the form as well. You can fill that form so that I can, personally send you the invite, and you can be part of our workout session. And if you have any health related issues, you can definitely, always reach out to us, and we'll be happy to help you. And with this, I'm done. Have a great evening.
Jagan.
All right. I hope anybody has a question by the way on health part? Just a minute. I'm not able to hear. I think now they're talking something.
Yeah, no, I was just searching you. I think you are back. Yeah.
So health is obviously important, because the primary reason I can tell you is I myself, by the way, from personal experience, I can tell you in one sec, I'll just spotlight myself. So in January this year, I was in 82 kg. So 82 means, I have 5'9". So 82 is little on the obese, I guess, overweight side. And what was happening is I was not healthy, and obviously my habits were not good. I mean, I was getting tired very easily, fatigue, and used to sleep for 10 hours almost. And obviously it was not a great life. But now I'm 68 kg. Okay, it's just less than 4 months, by the way. So I worked out a big time, and exercise, nutrition, what Uma is talking about, the whole program. And now I feel much better. You know what? Every day I spend 3 to 4 hours in book reading nowadays, and I am more productive, more effective, less tired. And if you look at this COVID thing, the people, I mean, just to due respect to everybody, but 50% people who are actually dying, more than 50%, are actually have some other diseases, other unhealthy things, right? So it's very important to take care of our health, because the immunity system is going down. We never know what will happen, because all of us are going to stay with the problems what we have. It can be anything. It can be influenza. It can be malaria. It can be COVID. So it's good to take care of our health, so that we'll live longer. Great. Thanks a lot. Just, I think,
So Jagan, we are eagerly waiting for your 7 o'clock morning station, and we also would like to become as lean as you are.
That's good. We all know I would.
So you have taken the optimum benefit of being Uma with you. So we would like to take those tips on the upcoming
So now
session which are coming.
I'm going to share it across, and everyone should get benefit. This world is sorry. Redmi is talking. Okay, I mute you at Redmi. Okay, we want to make the world a better place to stay. I'll tell you one thing. All of us can do exercise in isolation. You can do yourself, or maybe go to a gym. The difference is going to a gym, and nothing bad with that. But many people don't meet. You don't get to talk to them in gym. The unknown people, strangers, keep on moving here and there, and next day some new set of people come. So you'll somehow they don't find a connect. But known people, let's say book club, we have 40 people coming, right? So let's say already have 25 people who have registered for this session. So 25 people means you'll be known faces circulating around. So you'll find kind of connect. Maybe Sasi also had registered for the session. So you can see a lot of connect around the people who are talking, who are speaking, who are coming to this session, and also doing workout.
Yeah.
So your mind is taken care by the book club, and the body is taken care by the health session. So what else you need? I mean, whole 360-degree taken care of the overall thing, right? Great. Thanks a lot, guys. Who's the next speaker? AKP, I guess, right? I have to check the names. AKP, you are the next one, right?
I think someone else is there ahead of me.
Ajay sir is there. I'm somehow forgetting the sequence sometimes. It happens,
Yeah, hi,
because the
hi
names are
Jagan.
there. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not turning on my video for bandwidth reasons. I had problems with office calls as well. There was a lot of breakups with the video. So, okay, so my name is Ajay, and for people who are new to this forum and or who don't know me, my name is Ajay, and I have about 9+ years of experience, IT experience, and I'm basically from Bangalore. So, good evening, everybody. And today I'm going to talk about a topic from the book Think and Grow Rich, which is organized planning. So, many a times we would have had plans in doing any kind of work, maybe a very small scale or a large one or anything. Without a plan, we all know that it is not going to be a success, right? So we try to put a plan, but in spite of that, it fails. So there's something, I would say there's something wrong with the plan, or we are not doing it that effectively that we are not gaining success. So this topic is all about how we go about getting a plan work out so that you can achieve what your goal is. Okay. So first thing is the plan that we do should be faultless. So how we know that will be faultless is only after we execute the plan. So no matter how many times we fail, we still have to get the plans changed in such a way that we achieve success. So if the first plan fails, so try to replan it, make a new plan, and try to execute that till you get your success. So majority of the people or human beings, we fail when we try to put out a different kind of plans, and ultimately it fails, right? So that is because of the lack of persistence that we have in creating new plans. So we really have to stand on that and get it in order in to get success. So the plans that we how do we get that plans? It's not that we do it 100 times and then we say, okay, no, it's going to be a failure and I'm not going to do. So every time we create a plan or we change the plan, we should be practical. We should practically think how it's going to work, and is this going to be workable? We have to think about the pros and cons of it. So and most important thing is we should not let down our hearts, but we have to tell ourselves that this is a temporary defect and it is not a permanent failure. So few examples of people who have failed in the past, and is all about their planning and how they have changed it. So for example, Thomas Edison failed about 10,000 times before he perfected the incandescent electric bulb. So that means he was defeated about so many times before he had a proper plan in place, and then he was crowned with success. So a person like that who had 10,000 defeats is nothing. I mean, when we compare our defeats to what he has undergone, is nothing, right? So many examples, like the founder of Ford, Henry Ford. He also had a lot of defeats, and he kept on changing his plans until he accumulated great fortunes. So when defeat comes to us, we have to just accept it as a signal, and we have to rework on our plan so that it is sound and it is achievable and it move towards the goal. So do not to change the plan, or do not hesitate to go about reworking the plans and your goals. But if you give up before the goal has been reached, then you are obviously a quitter. So lastly, I want to tell, a quitter never wins and a winner never quits. That's all. I'm done. Thank you all.
Thanks a lot, Ajay. Quite an interesting talk. See, it's all
Yeah.
about a plan. Being a project manager, we also make plan for a project. But think of it: if you do not make a plan about a project, what will happen? It will definitely fail. Because if I don't have a plan of certain sprints to run, what are the deliverables on that? So it will never work. It will never have a deliverable, shippable product at the end.
Yeah.
So here is important. Not only that, it's all about the project I'm talking about. It's all about the life. Your life does you have a plan, by the way? Are you being driven by something else? So that is what Ajay talked a very nice statement that anything you want to do in life, you need to make a plan. If you do not make a plan, you definitely, if you're not planning to win, you're planning to fail. So you have to make a plan and definitely organize the plan. It will be definitely successful. Great topic from the book that is Think and Grow Rich. I appreciate Ajay. It's a great talk, by the way. Thanks a lot. Next, we have
Thank you.
AKP.
Yeah, thank you, Jagan. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, hello everyone. My name is Ashish Kumar Pratyahari. I'm having overall 11 years of experience in automotive industry, basically into sales and marketing. I also worked both in Indian and international markets. Now coming to the topic which I'm going to present today is basically from the book Rich Dad and Poor Dad, and the book is basically the cash flow 4 quadrants. So this is a book which one of the book which will help you or guide you to get financial freedom. Financial freedom is a very big word. I mean it's not easy for us for the common people like us to get financial read out of the whatever the debts we have, and we become getting into a financial freedom kind of zone. But this is one of the book which I find very helpful to show you a kind of path right from starting to how do you find your goal, what is the goal of your life, and how to identify the goals, and what are the challenges you come across, and how do you end up with earning money in the 4 different quadrants. So this book is talk about 4 different quadrants, which is basically E, S, and I, and B. E is basically employee. Most of the people are working in the company organization. Those are the people who come under the employee. So AS is basically the self-employed. The people are doctors, example like doctors, chartered accountants, lawyers. These are the people who comes under the same self-employed. And the I category belongs to the investor, and the B stands for businessman. So the people like Anil Ambani, Mukesh Ambani, or the Tata Birlas, so all these businessmen will come under that quadrant. So I will come to this 4 quadrant little later, probably next Wednesday. I probably throw some lights on this. Before I start about this, I just wanted to tell you why people get into this 4 quadrants. And the most popular quadrant is basically the E, employee, where 99% of the people fall into that quadrant. As I said, all the 4 quadrant helps you to earn money. So this is one of the source of generating money. The quadrant where you are definitely earning money. So earning money is not a criteria. The criteria is are you be able to continue as an employee working for somebody else, or you would like to start by yourself some venture. So from from employee to entrepreneur, or probably a businessman. So what are the key traits which you need to develop, and for that, how do you find your goals in your life is very important for us. So before I start, to example, if you look at the people who are our school, academic, if you look at, we have been programmed in such a way, we end up with, getting into the quadrant which is employee. The reason being, this book talk about 4 circle, what stands for the 4 different ways of education which we get it, right from mental education, physical education, emotional education, and the spiritual education. So to become a successful human being, you need to have a education in all these 4 parameters. So most of the time, we are well trained or educated in first physical and mental, and we lack actually in emotional and the spiritual part. So now coming to the emotional part, which is very necessary, not only become a businessman, even to become a good manager. To cite an example, you must have seen many of the companies, there are few people who are very good in delivering the work. They're very good in productivity. What the company does, the company normally promote those guys to become a leader, and they end up with leading the team. I have gone through one review which I read from the Harvard Business Review. I found there are 73% of the people who are excellent in the productivity, but they end up with failing to become a good leader. The reason being, what I understand, they actually do quite well in the productivity by delivering good result. They are technically very sound, but they lack the very few good traits which is required to become a leader. I mean, a few of the things which Sankar has also cited example. You need to be very good in a collaborative in nature. That is one of the great trait which you need to have. And you should have the emotional bonding with the people. So the moment I say emotional bonding, how to connect with the people? I mean, your subordinate, your bosses, your colleagues, your customer. So these are a very important thing, which even the guy who is very good in productivity, he may not have a very good collaborative skill, or probably in terms of bonding with the people, to understand and to connect with them, to have the empathy to understand what is the other person need and requirement. So these are the also very important traits which is required as a part of emotional point of view. I'll give you an example from this book. What this book talk about, the people who are basically into the A category student and the brilliant student, they do a lot of analysis, and sometimes the analysis become a paralysis. I'm sure you must have heard about this. Although they study every detailed thing in depth, but they actually fail to take action, and that is because of they are not well educated emotionally. And because of that, the fear factor is always there in their mind, in their heart, in the soul. If they want to do any kind of action and to become an entrepreneur, but something is stopping them to become an entrepreneur. So they end up with continuing the job in the E category, in the E quadrant basically. So this is what the normal scenario which everybody is going through. So now coming to giving another highlight of what exactly the quadrant, because the time is only 3 minutes, as I said. Next upcoming Wednesday, I'll just
Yes,
end up
very
with one small example, Jagan. Please allow me to complete this example. Take an example. What is our living style? If you look at, we also wish to have the best of the life. We want to own an iPhone. We want to have a luxury car. The moment we are going in a flight, we want to we want to go for the business class instead of economy. But we end up with compromising with many things because we are the employees and we have limited money resources. We always think twice before spending something big. But if you look at the businessman, the entrepreneur, and in the investor, they are wealthy and they are the richest people. But the reason being, what I understand, if you look at, what actually we sell to the company, it's quite simple. If you look at overall, we sell our time and the skill and the money. So individually, if you look at how much hours we can give to a company, maximum we have in a day, maximum we have 24 hours. Beyond that, we cannot give it. And we are also selling our skill. By selling skills and time, we are adding some other value, and we are getting remuneration from the company. Well, look at the company like Mukesh Ambani, which is one of the successful businessmen in India, in the world now, in fact. So what has happened to him? For example, if you look at Mukesh Ambani is having a lack of employees. So how many hours he is getting from these employees? So if every employee is giving 24 hours with the maximum time limit in a day, so he is getting access to 24 lakhs hour in a day. Just imagine how much hour of time he's getting to run his business. So, and again, the skills, there are a lack of people who are working for his organization to generate revenue day and night. So what I'm trying to understand, we end up with adding value for somebody else, and we keep on doing that, and we keep on being into the first quadrant, which is employee quadrant. We really need to think, how do we optimize the others' time, money, and the skill. And if the moment you get to know the tricks or the secret of handling others' time and managing others' times, so definitely you will be become an entrepreneur. You will become a wealthy and the richest person. This is what I wanted to conclude, and over to Jagan now. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thanks a lot, Ashish. Very nice talk about the book. I think if you have not read this book, one sec, I'm not spotlighted. Okay, great. So if you have not read this book, you should get hold of it. In fact, these are the Restart Franchisee set of books which are at least published in 51 different languages, and millions of copies have been sold. It's a new bestseller list. Robert Kiyosaki is the author, and this book talks about it will actually disrupt the thought process. Many of us are trained to do a job, right? I was trained to a job, and I was trained to have a higher education, go for bachelor's, master's, then after that get a job and get promotion, all this stuff. But this book will teach you all these things. These are all nonsense. These are all a useless thing, bullshit. You need to be an entrepreneur. And initially will not accept, heart will not accept what he's talking about. That is what this book is completely like. It goes against the mainstream thought process. So definitely should get hold of research quadrant and cash flow quadrant. So what Ashish is talking about is we have to get into the mindset of entrepreneur. Today, if you look at Ratan Tata, he's giving 1,500 crores for COVID. You talk about Bill Gates, talk about all these entrepreneurs are giving it back to society. All the many of those celebrities as well. But think an employee, he's thinking about saving his life. He's thinking, when I should not get COVID, my family should not get COVID, I should not go out and touch somebody. He's thinking about only himself. That is the difference between an employee and an entrepreneur. An employee always thinks about himself, he thinks of his family, he's thinking of his own life. Entrepreneur thinks about how he can give it back to society. So that is where you have to think into those lines. It's a very important thought process. It's good to have early ages, around before 40, 45, but there is no stop to dreaming big at any age, I can say. In fact, KFC was started by somebody who was in 60s. So think big, think with dreams, have a big dream and achieve it. Thanks a lot. Ashish, great talk. So I'll move on to Rakesh. Rakesh is there?
Yes, hello.
Yes, Rakesh.
Am I audible?
Yes, Rakesh, I can see you. And hear you.
Yeah, good evening all. I'm Rakesh, an aeronautical engineer with more than 10 years of experience in aeronautical related service industry. Thank you, Jagan and all for listening me. Today I'm going to share a very important topic from book Rich Dad Poor Dad, and the topic is cone of learning. I would like to share.
Are you sharing some screen?
Yes.
Yeah, there's an option to share the screen. The arrow mark, top arrow is the screen share.
1 second.
Yeah, you can see your screen, Rakesh.
Is it
visible? Yes, it is.
Yeah. So I'm requesting everyone to watch the cone of learning. The left side of first column shows what is the way of learning, like from reading, hearing, or watching. And the column title shows after 2 weeks what we are going to remember due to that. And the right side, most right side of the column shows is that your learning is active or passive. Okay. So if you'll see that if you are just reading a book, you will go, we will look the cone from the bottom. If you are just reading a book, then it shows that after 2 weeks, you are just remembering 10% of what you read, because you are just using one of your 5 senses, that is eye. You will just go up for 20% of what you hear, like hearing words. Some people will have habit of listening books or listening music. Similar way, 30% what you see, like looking of pictures. Slowly go up. 50% of what you see, kind of watching a movie or seeing it done on location, or watching a demonstration like magic show, or in school time, if you remember, your teachers were demonstrating science experiments, but you were just watching, so it is just 50%. These all things were passive learning. You are just reading, hearing, or watching. But if you'll see, 70% what you say. Now I'm again thanking Jagan that he's allowing us to involve, to talk here. Here it shows giving a talk is an active learning. Hope you are understanding the cone. Then participating in a discussion, that also Jagan is giving chance after 3 minutes. He is giving 30 seconds to 1 minute to talk. Everybody, if you see the 90% what we say and do after 2 weeks, that is doing the real thing. Means you can understand example that if you are planning for swimming, you have to go actually to check the depth of water, not learning swimming on your bed at home. Like that, simulating the real experience. For example, if you are imagining to fly by aircraft and actually you are flying through aircraft, there is a difference. So doing a dramatic presentation, all these are active learning. This is the cone, and I would like to tell people that there is VARK test. You can note down, you can Google out V for video, A for audio, R for reading, and K for kinesthetic. Okay, VARK test. It's free. Google, you can Google and you can appear the test. You should know your strengths and weaknesses. Means some people are having ability to learn through video, some through audio, some through reading, and some through kinesthetic, means dance or sports. Okay, if you are knowing yourself, your strengths and weaknesses, it is very good to learn new things, and you should know you can improve your strengths and you can reduce your weaknesses. That's it. Thank you all for my listening me.
Thanks a lot. So if you understand, just keep it at this page. I want to again, okay, you just stop sharing. So what he's talking about, see, if you're reading a book, okay, so after 2 weeks, you only keep 10%, right? Retention is only 10%. 1 second. Yeah. So if you're reading a book or something you're doing, I just saw the cone, right? The bottommost is 10% you can retain. But if you're talking about it, how much you retain? If you're talking about a book, how much you're able to retain the knowledge?
70 plus 70, 90, something like that.
70%.
Now understand what is
this session. If you participate and talk, 70%.
70%.
Exactly. So what I'm telling here is try to understand this part. See, many of us read a lot of different books. I myself read a lot of, I used to, by the way, read a lot of books. But what used to happen is I used to forget because I was not part of a group which could stimulate my thought, which could actually facilitate brainstorming. This is a platform where you can actually listen. Now think of it. Many people are talking different topics. So what is happening? You're learning from different people. And that is your brain also start, getting those ideas. Great talk. I think now you understand why it's very important to retain the things, not only reading, but also retain. The retention happens only when you talk about it. Great, Rakesh. I think this phone is, all of you should have a printout at your home. Keep it there, and when you see this, you'll come to the book club. Great.
We'll go for the VARK test as well. Yeah. We'll try that. VARK test. Yeah.
And this cone of learning is available on Google also. You can you can just Google cone of learning. There are videos, there are images. This image I have taken from Google Images only.
Correct.
I see. Thank you, Rakesh. I think it's a nice point. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Great. So I think we're done now. Anybody else is left who could not talk? I think Sasi could not talk. I guess his voice has some issues. Sasi is there?
Yeah, Jagan.
Sasikant is there?
Yeah, are you able to hear me now?
Yes, Sasi.
It's better, Sasi.
Yeah, so I will go ahead now. I'll kind of repeat whatever I said. So good evening, everybody, and sorry for the mishap the last time. So I'm Shashikant, and I have about 21 years of experience. I work for a large IT company, and I'm based out of Bangalore. Today, I'll be talking out from the book, The Magic of Thinking Big. And the chapter from which I'll be reading is How to Think and Dream Creatively. Let me start with explaining what people actually think about the creative thinking. So basically, creative thinking is not only about fine arts or music or those fine skills that we all are aware of, but it is also applicable to almost all areas that which involves kind of doing things in a different manner or doing things in a much better manner. The first thing that the author says over here is we should believe that it can be done. But first, we should believe that it can be done, something that has to be set in the mind, and we should have some kind of action. Once we start believing that it can be done in the mind will automatically reprogram itself to find a way how to do that. When you actually believe that you can make things work, automatically things will fall in place. I would like to tell you a story about myself when in my quest to pursue my MBA, and I ventured to do this after about 18 years of working in the industry. So it was a kind of a tightrope balance because I had to manage between I'm actually in a senior level position in my company, and the art of managing a family, work, subordinates, colleagues, and other things was kind of very challenging. So, and when I thought about it the first time, I was thinking whether I can really do that. And then I changed my perspective thanks to some of the great mentors that had helped me in those periods. So once I set my mind to do that, things started magically happening. So I had a very nice way of working, managing my bosses, my subordinates, and my own studies, which was pretty very hectic, and also had a kind of a treaty at home so that they also start cooperating with me, and they virtually did not disturb me for those 2 years. And this is something I wanted to tell you because it is. I thought it might be at least. Might push a few people to actually go in for their higher studies, which I think is very critical as you kind of grow up in the ladder. Again, coming back to what the chapter over here. So when you believe that something is impossible, your mind goes on to find 1,000 reasons why you can't do it. But on the other side, if you can actually believe that something can be done, your mind will go all out to find ways to how to do that. And lastly, you can always find ways if you can believe you can, and which means that there is something that is very profound that is actually controlling the mind, and that something I would relate to your internal GPS system, or your values, or your core, which is actually directing you and giving you direction in when you're trying to actually get things done. Lastly, I would like to say that thoughts become things. Whenever your mind can conceive it, it can achieve that. So with this, I would like to end today's talk on this, and I really thank you for your patient hearing. Thank you.
Great, Sasi. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Sasi. Quite interesting talk. By the way, it is good talk. Okay, good. So I'll just for the main. By the way, how many new here? Can you raise your hand, first timers? Raise your hand. So
yeah,
I will introduce some of the first time. To raise your yeah. So you can I'll invite you. Before that, let me help you welcome the agenda. What are you doing and what? I think I told you at the start of the session, but to give a little background. See, I belong to Odisha. Just to give a background where I'm coming from, and I belong to kind of a very kind of middle class family typically. And from childhood days, I was always focused on studies, like many of you. So got a job, came to Bangalore, and then I understood, whatever you're learning in our college days may not be enough for it to be successful. The major reason behind simple, because you don't learn people skill during our college days. You don't learn communication, you don't learn leadership skill. What do you learn actually? History, geography, physics, chemistry, electrical engineering, or whatever engineering it is, and machine drawing, whatever it is. That doesn't actually help you anything. If you're only technical guy, probably you can survive. But if you're getting into management, if you're going to leadership role, that has no role to play. So I was stuck somewhere in my career where I was not having a good rapport with my managers. I was not having a good rapport with my peers because somehow the connection was not happening because I was having some ego in between myself. And I was thinking when I'm an individual contributor, great, I'm doing great, I can do everything what I want. But I did not know that the individual contributors are they are the most dissatisfied people on the earth because you can finish your work, but nobody cares. You can replace anyway. So then that point of time I understood I need to develop other skills, management, leadership, and all these things. Right? And I had a tough time because I was not having it was not ingrained in myself. I had to learn. And when I learned this, I understood this is something I can give it back to people because many people spend a lot of time to acquire these skills, they don't get a platform. So there's sometimes waste time as well. And I don't want that people to be victim for whatever the childhood grooming they have. Right? So this is a platform where many of us coming and we are talking, and myself, you can look at me 5 years back how I was. I'm very transformed, definitely changed, and going forward you can see definitely I keep on getting better also. And for many of you who are first time here, I can tell it's a good platform. What you need to do is you need to be initially have a little patience, because the development, the growth doesn't happen one night. Just coming to one session doesn't mean that you'll be superstar tomorrow. You have to keep coming for a couple of weeks, couple of months. You may not get a direct benefit immediately, but it's like something like building your muscles. It doesn't happen one day. It has to be a consistent effort. So if you keep on coming for a couple of weeks, couple of months, what will happen? You can find the people, skills will keep on developing. You get better at what you talk, and you start connecting. The time you connect, and you grow actually in life. So that's why I can tell you. And for that, what are things we are having offering by the way? Many of things are free of cost, absolutely free of cost. This session is free of cost, by the way. Nothing you are paying for this. But you're learning with so many people. You are meeting people like quite senior people, like the Asim, they're very senior people, having 11 years experience, 20 years experience. And there are many others. So Jyoti also has many 15 years experience. Rakesh also has around 12 years experience. So there are many people are quite senior in the corporate. Also, what you're getting here is one more thing, the ecosystem to develop yourself. You learn things, grow things. So one thing, the book club. Book club happens on Wednesday, 9 p.m. This is what you're part of it. Second thing, what you're doing is Saturday, we do a talk show. Talk show means we pick up one topic with a problem statement and we discuss more of a brainstorming. And that is where it's not bookish knowledge, right? It's all about the real life experience, what you've learned so far, how you can actually showcase. So a lot of things are there for you, and it's up to you how you leverage this platform. Because if you can leverage as an audience, good idea. But if you can also leverage as a speaker, as somebody who contributes to the discussion, that's always the best option. Because the time you contribute, you become visible actually. You are no more in the audience. So obviously, audience is better than not coming. Okay, a little better than, because you're anyways getting the knowledge here, you're absorbing the knowledge, but giving it back, always take a next level. So that's always good, guys. So I'm glad that by the way, interest in new people here. Okay, who's there? I think Sandeep Gupta. Sandeep, I spotlight you. So, by the way, what is the part of introduction? I'll just tell you. Introduction doesn't have to be too long. Tell your name, which place you belong to, and what you do, and what you like today. Maybe a couple of lines.
Okay, thank you so much, Jagan, for adding me to this call and in the group as well. So, my name is Sandeep Gupta. Professionally, I'm a banker. I have been in the industry for more than 10 years now, with banks like SBI, ICICI, Kotak, and right now with SCB. And I have been avid reader in these last 3-4 years. So I have read almost 200 to 300 books in my right now in my library. And I keep learning the books from books, and the kind of forum right now you are having. It's an amazing platform. And in 1 hour at least, I have gone through at least 7-8 books, which I have forgot about. Yeah, so that is the one of the major learning from today. Auto suggestion, which some of the participant has presented. All the books I have read, but it was a great repetition for me, that at least one nuggets I will be keep getting and keep applying in my life. It was a really pleasure to have you all with all of you here, and looking forward to serve you here more, because since last 5 to 6 years I have read more than 300 books, and last 1 year I have been in the book launch of almost for 20 books launching ceremony. So the people who are following me, they keep giving me free books in the first 15 days, and just ask for review how the things will be going in Amazon, Flipkart, and all. So I have been, just now I got one invitation from a relationship book, so I will be reviewing that book. So it has been my passion, and really I'm ready to serve you to this community to get it to the next level. Yeah, thank you so much for I'm really privileged and honored to be a part of this community. Yeah, and I'm based out of Bangalore always. Bangalore here only, Indiranagar, Bangalore. Yeah.
Great, Sandeep. Glad to meet you. I think we talked a couple of days back. You were here. Glad to see you here. Great.
Yeah.
Thanks
Thank
a lot,
you so much.
Next, we have Asit Padiyari. Asit, you can talk earlier.
Hi everyone, my name is Asit Padiyari. So unfortunately, due to network issues, I am unable to turn on my video. I hope everyone can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear.
Yeah. So I think I'm the youngest person in this group. I have around one year and 10 months of experience in IT, and I directly joined IT after my graduation from NIT Rourkela. I belong to Bhubaneswar. Like I am born and brought up in Bhubaneswar itself. So I'm not a very book person, and the today's learning are like I can see many people are having more than double digits year of experience, more than 10-20 years of experience, and they are sharing their experience. So really, I'm privileged to get those get to know about their experience and their talk on various topics. Thanks everyone.
Thanks a lot. Obviously, being quite new to industry, it's good to learn from seniors, I guess elder brothers.
Yeah.
In our okay, so it's good to learn and good to grow. Great talk, Asit. Anybody else? You can want to maybe if you're not able to raise the hand, if you don't know how to raise the hand, maybe you can just talk.
Jagan, can I go? Can I go if nobody's there?
Damodar, yeah, the people are there, but sometimes they don't know how to raise the hands. That is just all them.
Okay, hi guys. Sure. Hi guys, pleasure to be here. My name is Damodar Sahu. I'm in West Coast in US, California, Silicon Valley. I work in a leading IT company, close to 22 years of experience. And I was in Bangalore earlier. Last 2 years I'm here. And I'm a avid networker. So if you don't know me much, then let me tell you in one sentence. So LinkedIn has ranked me as a #1 global social seller for my company. And I have been getting the certificate last 4-5 years. So 15,000 followers, and I'm very much active in all social network. Thanks, Jagan, inviting me. And I'm sure next time onwards, I'll try to contribute to know whatever way I can contribute. So I'm actually working as a digital strategist for manufacturing clients. Thank you very much.
Great. I like coming. It's good. What is the time by the way there?
It's Pacific time zone, so it's 9:47 morning.
Okay, 9:47. So the office, you're getting late for office.
Yeah, I'm just getting into a call now, so that's why I blocked this time to attend this time. Maybe I will attend on your Saturday tech talk. Yeah.
Yes, Saturday talk you can definitely join because Saturday will be more exciting. Sure. This is the talk that is more of a panel. Anybody else? Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Who is Vivo?
Yes, hi. Yeah, hi, Jagan. Dilip, this side.
Okay, Vivo. Okay. Good. Yeah, please.
Okay, hi guys. My name is Dilip Kumar Dhal, and basically from Odisha. I'm currently based out in Bangalore, and currently I have worked as a banker for last 10 years. Approx, I have experience in banking, and it's very pleasure to have this community. This is the first time coming to the Span Club, and hope you will just continue for this session from coming to the next Wednesday. And it's very happy. I'm just so many people has given me this. What I've read this book and all, no? Because the first time I'm just coming and just hoping it will help me more to me to improve myself, and I'll just continue to to if in future if you become any entrepreneur, you're going to help me to to do better. So thank you, Jagan, to aid to me this community, and hopefully I'll continue.
Definitely nice to meet you. By the way, I hope you are all playing safe, doing good. All of us are in the home, You by the way in Odisha or in Bangalore you are right now?
I'm in Bangalore currently, sir.
Great. Glad to meet you.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
Great. This is Gauri Shankar. Gauri, hi. Yes.
Hi everyone. Yeah.
Yes.
Can you hear me, Jagan?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, Jagan, thank you very much for inviting me to this session. Hi everyone. My name is Gauri Shankar Das. So I have been working here in UK since last 3 years. So basically, I'm not from software background. So I'm like steel plants. I'm core engineers. So yeah, I worked in India in many of the steel plants like in Jindal and Tata Steel. So here in UK, I'm working in Tata Steel UK since last 3 years. And really this is a great session, so I get to learn a lot of things here, and without reading a lot of books together, so you get to hear with a lot of peoples with a lot of knowledge, and really I'm really happy that Jagan has invited me to these sessions, and in that way I'll be able to enrich my knowledge. At the same time, also maybe next times I'll also share something. I'll also read something and share to all of you. Thank you.
Great, great. Glad to meet you, Gauri. You are my schoolmate. I know that.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you don't know, Gauri was my schoolmate, and how we came across this whole thing is one day I was live on Facebook and he saw me. He told, "What are you doing? Let me come to your session." So he's there. So it's a good way, this thing I like to connect with my old friends whom probably I could have never met again. But good way to reconnect, I can say, reconnect and build up the business, build up the relationship once again. Great, guys. So what I can say is this is a good platform. Utilize it. Don't make it a once in a while session. Keep on coming. Till the time you don't master the art, because anything you put effort, it will be definitely great. And Saturday we are going to have a talk. So topic has to be decided. We are just finalizing few things. Will be coming over by tomorrow. And if you are thinking what book you have to read, okay, so that's something interesting. So for that I can tell you a few things. Now because of lockdown, you cannot buy books. There's a problem because you cannot buy hard copies. I was also fond of hard copies, but for some reason I'm not able to get as well. So what you need to do is you need to have there's an app, Kindle, Amazon Kindle app is there. You don't have to buy the device. Kindle device also is there by the cost around 10,000-12,000. But there's, if you go to Play Store, because many people ask me this question, so I just want to tell you this thing. I keep on repeating, but I am okay with that. Kindle app. Okay. So this is something you need to. I don't know how you can see that. It's flashy here. Okay, you can just download this app, Amazon Kindle app, and once you download this, what you get is this app is free, by the way. You don't pay anything for this. But what you need to do is buy some books. One book I can suggest. There's some books. Magic of Thinking Big. Oh, something else came up. Okay, 1 second. There's a book which is Rich Dad Poor Dad. Okay, Magic of. Oh, okay. Magic of Thinking Big. You should buy it. It's a very nice book. Rich Dad Poor Dad. 2 books I can show you here. And I have around 500 plus books in this Kindle app. And every month I'm spending around close to 6 to 10, almost 6 to 7,000 in book reading. So there is another book is Think and Grow Rich. So because of network, I cannot show you now. So this is another book which is Think and Grow Rich. Get hold of it. You can see this. So a couple of books, Think and Grow Rich, Rich Dad Poor Dad, Magic of Thinking Big, and What You Say When You Talk to Yourself. These 4 books, you get hold of it immediately. It's not that we don't stop you to read books, it's just because there's some basic to be read before you move into other books as well. These are the books that are required for you to change the thought process. Because all of the people you can see here, they are also reading the similar books, and after that we allow them to move to other books as well. And guys, great meeting all of you. It was a great talk. By the way, I don't know how many know that we are now having 2 book clubs. One is in Wednesday and then Thursday. Thursday is being led by another team which is from Chennai based, and tomorrow the session. And for you, Wednesday, everybody together, we have to again meet up on Saturday. Saturday it will be 8:30 p.m. And if you're not part of our Telegram channel, please join Telegram, and also on YouTube, we're also on Facebook. You can join all our digital platforms. And it's the best place, best time, in fact, in our whole life to grow. Lockdown time is where you should not have any excuses. You have to really spend this time in reading, knowledge sharing, and growing. So let's utilize this time and see you on Saturday. Thank you, guys.
Okay, thank you so much. Bye-bye. Take care. See you.
Thank you, Julian. Sorry, I got late.